The Young Turks covered a story from North Carolina that got under my skin. HB 780 is also known as the Uphold Historical Marriage Act. The bill was proposed April 11, 2017, and is led by Representatives Carl Ford, Larry Pittman, and Michael Speciale, all Republican. They and some unknown others are pushing this bill to further eliminate same-sex marriage. They are using the more than common abysmal North Carolina voter turnout from 2012, what gave an amendment a 61 to 39% favorability against same-sex marriage. These percentages were from a mere 35% of the state voters. Here in the proposed bill is written, the people of the state of North Carolina approved the marriage amendment of 2012, which is now included in Section 6 of Article 14 of the North Carolina Constitution with a 61% affirmative vote. With around 9.7 million residents, 35% would place this rough estimate around 3,395,000 voters. 100% of less than half the registered populace voted, and 61% does not agree with same-sex marriage. This means a rough total of 2,070,950 got their way because voter turnout is feeble at best. In addition to this, what was added near the end of the bill is this. The ruling of the United States Supreme Court not only exceeds the authority of the court relative to the state of North Carolina and the vote of the people of the state on an issue pertaining solely to the state of North Carolina and the people of North Carolina, but also exceeds the authority of the court relative to the decree of Almighty God that a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Genesis 2:24, and abrogates the clear meaning and understanding of marriage in all societies throughout prior history. What this says is that the Supreme Court of the United States sided with forward-thinking people, thus allowing same-sex marriage on a federal level, something positive for the future. In the face of that, North Carolina representatives, at least 3 we know of, find this ruling to evade the court or courts of North Carolina and roughly 20% of the estimated total population. These 3 representatives also acknowledged in this that the Supreme Court of the United States evaded adhering to the decree of Almighty God. Finally, they say that the Supreme Court of the United States evaded responsibilities to understanding the meaning of marriage in all societies throughout prior history. What I hear are people in and out of power trying to control things they don't want to understand, things they fear because it's not what they are used to. People do evolve, and with this evolution comes the people who do all they can to send us all back into a time they would not want to live in once they got there. What bothers me most about this is not against some impending doom. It's not an alien race that can successfully breed with humans and have 30 offspring to our average 1 or 2. This isn't about trained pets that can talk and now want rights to change us all into them. This is about the same sex of the same species. This is about Homo sapiens, people, citizens, due payers, taxpayers, and their natural born desires. It bothers me that we chant, cite, and patriot check freedoms, all the while doing what we can to hold back harmless desires that can lead to a happiness or misery that doesn't have any direct impact on our lives. Right now, somewhere in North Carolina, there are 2 dudes smacking nuts in bed, and it's not bothering me one bit. There are 2 women rubbing their bodies together and using toys and whatnot, and it's not changing that I'm broke, can't get my passions to make money for us and try to live comfortably, and wages are still in the toilet. I wrote a letter to each of these representatives. The email is short, and I'm sure they saw the title and deleted it or read it and laughed their heads off. I'll read it. There's a typo or 5, so bear with me, please. The subject: an honest and noble request. Okay, the body is this. The people of North Carolina are in a blind tailspin from 50,000 feet. They look to you and your peers to protect and ensure their right to equality, fair and equal in a country that has turned their back to them. In this current proposal, the Uphold Historical Marriage Act, you side with segregation. I am humbly asking you to place yourself in the position of one who cannot do based on the beliefs of someone else and understand that blocking people from marriage is against your very existence. You may ask how. It is because you breathe, desire, love, and more just like the rest of us. I am asking you to be a part of the rest of us and turn your back to this proposal of marital segregation. I am asking you to be on the side that does not stand in the way of letting freedom reign. Marriage started to aid in ensuring that family members do not reproduce with one another, actual incest. After that, it just became a business. That is what it has been all this time, just hijacked by religion like nearly everything else. Marriage needs to remain a business. Marry anyone you like. Marry 10 people. It doesn't bother me one bit, and it need not bother you. Be it polygamy, polyandry, or something in between, freedom is not freedom if you abide by segregating laws. The First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States specifically says, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Meaning, any person in political power shall not base any ruling or proposal on any religion found or indoctrinated into. In addition, no person with political power can forbid the practice of any religion. Here is my question. What is the point of the Constitution? If we are to proudly hail this country, what is based on the Constitution, and from what we have heard for far too long about the Constitution being law, I propose we lock all these religious politicians up for breaking the deepest laws we have. The least I can do is also the most I can do, and it will be epic. When it comes time, I'm going to vote, and I will not by any means circle their name in. I will, if I have to, write my name in. With luck and forward thinking, just as Democrats will have placed a name or two for me to vote for. I've finally seen a list and it looks good. Right now, if you will, email and or call these North Carolina state representatives. Links to their information are in the description below. This is not just for North Carolina. This is for any state you live in. Find that backwards bill and bring a light to it, preferably a flame, and burn it in a steel wastebasket. This is Sedrik Cannady for Comparative Reasoning. Thank you for listening.